We have all been there. You walk away fuming from a heated argument, and 20 minutes later, the perfect comeback finally hits you. But you don't have to rely on hindsight. Over the next 6 minutes, we are going to break down a 7-step framework that will teach you how to argue with the precision of a top-tier lawyer. You will learn how to take total control of a conversation, make your opponent trip over their own words, and secure a win, all without ever raising your voice. To make this work, there is one strict prerequisite. You must consciously choose to completely drop your ego and actively suppress your immediate natural instinct to defend yourself. Adopting this mindset shifts you from being a reactive target taking punches to the active director managing the flow of the entire room. Step 1 is the pivot. When someone attacks you with an accusation, your brain's natural instinct is to start your response with the word because. The moment you start explaining or justifying yourself, you have already lost. Look at this diagram. When an attack flies like this heavy red arrow, you must instantly break their momentum by bouncing it back as a counter-question. By answering with a question, your response expands the space and their aggressive flow shrinks. That brings us to step 2, the interrogation. You must avoid declarative statements like, "You are wrong." Direct contradictions only cause an ego clash and escalate the fight. Instead, deploy targeted questions. Force your opponent to explain the full picture and define the exact terms they are using to attack you. Ask them to clarify their logic. This physically and mentally exhausts them, forcing them to build an argument from scratch under intense pressure. In any intellectual conflict, the person doing the most explaining is the person losing the argument. This illustrates step 3, frame control. A frame is the invisible boundary dictating what the argument is about. Answer within their frame, making excuses for being late, and you are trapped by their rules. Shift the context. Slide the frame to a metric where you possess the tactical advantage, focusing on quality. By introducing a new, compelling metric, their brain will instinctively abandon the original complaint to argue about your newly introduced topic. Victory doesn't come from changing the raw facts. You win by controlling the specific lens through which those facts are evaluated. Step 4 is strategic silence. The human brain craves feedback, making sudden conversational voids deeply uncomfortable to sit through. To trigger this, you need the right physical mechanics. Maintain unflinching eye contact, hold a strong posture, and count to 3 without fidgeting. Watch this timer. During these 3 seconds of silence, the tension rises dramatically. Your opponent will panic, attempt to fill the void, and begin rambling or over-explaining. Once they start unraveling, you apply step 5, emotional judo. You are going to use the stark contrast against their rising aggression to disarm them. Look at this graph. As their anger pushes their volume up in jagged red spikes, you must intentionally drop your volume and flatten your vocal tone into a smooth, steady blue line. This severe contrast makes them realize they look unhinged. To save face, they are naturally forced to lower their own voice to match your calm tone. The person who ruthlessly regulates their internal state automatically commands the emotional temperature of the room. Step 6 is the evidence trap. People losing their footing often rely on sweeping, exaggerated claims to intimidate you. Apply the immediate countermeasure. Politely but firmly demand 3 specific historical data points to back up their broad claim. This simple request paralyzes them. Without data, their supposed absolute fact instantly fractures into a fragile, unsupported opinion. This brings us to step 7, the graceful exit. Many perfect victories are ruined in the final seconds by ego, gloating, or petty name-calling. Deliver your closing move cleanly. Give a calm, unbothered statement agreeing to disagree, based strictly on their lack of facts. Exiting this way cements your image as the mature, undisputed winner in the eyes of the opponent and any bystanders. A master communicator never forces a dramatic surrender. They simply allow the opponent's own lack of evidence to end the fight. You now possess the 7 tools of the lawyer mindset, giving you the active framework to control any dispute. Notice how total conversational dominance was achieved. It was done entirely through framing, precise questioning, and silence, never by shouting. Your homework is simple. During your very next real-world conflict, just try deploying the 3-second strategic silence and watch how quickly they fold. If you want to dive deeper, we have an exclusive collection of over 1,500 ebooks available for upgrade. Just message the WhatsApp number in the description below to get access. True power is quiet and calculated. Subscribe to the channel for more advanced communication tutorials and start commanding your conversations.